Welcome to aminacademy.com. Now let us do mini 2 on mathematics. First we'll discuss about history of mathematics. Mathematics is an area of knowledge that includes the topics of numbers, formulas and related structures, shapes and the spaces in which they are contained, and quantities and their changes. Mathematics is a vast, but we define very simply here what is mathematics first. Look at here the founders and fathers in mathematics. These are very genius and founders of that mathematics. The study of mathematics is a demonstrative discipline. Began in the 6th century BC with the Pythagoreans, who coined the term mathematics from the ancient Greek mathema, meaning subject of instruction. The history of mathematics deals with the origin of discoveries in mathematics and a mathematical method and notation of the past before the modern age, and the worldwide spread of knowledge. Written examples of new mathematical developments have come to light only in the few locales. From 3000 BC, the Mesopotamian state of Sumer, Akkad and Assyria, followed closely by ancient Egypt, and the Levantine state of Ebla began. Using arithmetic, algebra and geometry for purpose of taxation, commerce, trade and also the pattern in nature, the field of astronomy, and to record time and formulate calendars. Here some types of numerals. Pattern in nature are visible regularities of form found in the natural world. These patterns recur in the different contexts and can sometimes be modeled mathematically. Mathematics during the golden age of Islam, especially during the 9th and 10th centuries, was built on Greek mathematics and Indian mathematics. Important progress was made, such as full development of the decimal place value system to include decimal fractions, the first systemized. Many Greek and Arabic texts on mathematics were translated into Latin from the 12th century onward, leading to further development of mathematics in medieval Europe. In pre-Columbian American, the Maya civilization that flourished in Mexico and Central America, the first millennium AD developed the unique tradition of mathematics that, due to its Georgia was entirely independent of existing European, Egyptian and Asian mathematics. This is Maya numeral system. The origin of mathematical thought lie in the concept of number, pattern in nature, magnitude and form. Modern studies of animal cognition have shown that these concepts are not unique to humans. Such concepts would have been part of everyday life in hunter-gatherer societies. The idea of the number concept evolving gradually over time supported by the existence of languages which preserve the distinction between 1, 2 and many, but not of numbers larger than 2. Babylonian mathematics refers to any mathematics of the peoples of Mesopotamia, modern Iraq, from the days of the early Sumerians through the Hellenistic period, almost to the dawn of Christianity. Egyptian mathematics refers to mathematics written in the Egyptian language from the Hellenistic period. The most extensive Egyptian mathematical text is the Ring Papyrus, sometimes also called Ahmes Papyrus after its author, dated to BC, dated to c. 1650 BC, but likely to copy of an older documents from the Middle Kingdom of 2000 to 180 BC, 1800 BC. It is an instruction manual for students in arithmetic and geometry. In addition to giving area formulas and methods for multiplication, division, and working with unit fractions, it also contains evidence of other mathematical knowledge. This is a famous Pythagorean theorem. Greek mathematics refers to the mathematics written in the Greek language from the times of Thales of Miletus to the closure of the Academy of Athens in 529 AD. Greek mathematicians lived in cities spread over the entire Eastern Mediterranean from Italy to North Africa, but were united by culture and language. Roman numerals on stern of the ship is given the picture here. This is a Roman calendar. The creation of the Roman calendar also necessitated basic mathematics. The first calendar allegedly dates back to 8th century BC during the Roman kingdom and included 356 days plus a leap year every other year. This is a Chinese. An analysis of early Chinese mathematics has demonstrated its unique development compared to other parts of the world, leading scholars to assume an entirely independent development. Aryabhatta I was an Indian mathematician, physicist and astronomer of the classical age of Indian mathematics and Indian astronomy. He lived during the Gupta period and produced works such as the Aryabhatta. The earliest civilization on the Indian subcontinent is the Indus Valley civilization that flourished in the Indus River basin. Their cities were laid out with geometric regularity, but no known mathematical documents survive from this civilization. In the 12th century, Bhaskara too lived in southern India and wrote extensively on all then known branches of mathematics. His work contains mathematical objects equivalent or approximately equivalent to infinitesimals, derivatives, the mean value theorem, and the derivative of the sine function. This is the famous formula for solving quadratic equation. The Islamic Empire established across Persia, the Middle East, Central Asia, North Africa, Iberia, and the parts of India in the 8th century made significant contribution towards mathematics, although most Islamic texts on mathematics were written in Arabic. In the 9th century, the Persian mathematician Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi wrote an important book on the Hindu-Arabic numerals and one on methods for solving equations. His book on the calculation with Hindu numerals, written about 825, along with the work of Al-Hindi, were instrumental in spreading Indian mathematics and Indian numerals to the West. This is a famous book for Al-Khwarizmi. The word algorithm is derived from the Latinization of his name, algorithmi, and the word algebra from the title of one of his works, Al-Kitab al-Muqtasar fi Hisab al-Jabr wa Muqabala. Medieval European interest in mathematics was driven by concerns quite different from those of modern mathematicians. So Fibonacci, statue of Fibonacci. During the Renaissance, the development of mathematics and of accounting were intertwined. Johannes Kepler was first exposed to and seriously interacted with the topic of planetary motion. Kepler's calculations were made simpler by the contemporaneous invention of logarithms by John Napier and Joost Bürgi. Kepler succeeded in formulating mathematical laws of planetary motion. The analytic geometry developed by René Descartes allowed those orbits to be plotted on a graph in Cartesian coordinates. The most influential mathematician of 18th century was arguably Leonhard Euler. His contributions range from founding the study of graph theory with the seven bridge of Königsberg problem to standardizing many modern mathematical terms and notations. For example, he named the square root of -1 with the symbol I, and he popularized the use of Greek letter to stand for the ratio of circle to circumference to its diameter. He made numerous contributions to the study of topology, graph theory, calculus, combinatories, and complex analysis, as evidenced by the multitude of the theorems and notations named for him. Other important European mathematicians of 18th century included Joseph Louis Lagrange, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. He is a mathematician, philosopher, scientist, and diplomat in 17th centuries. Sir Isaac Newton was an English mathematician, physicist, astronomer, alchemist, theologian, politician, and author who was described in his time as a natural philosopher. Newton's work has been said he distinctly advanced every branch of mathematics then studied. His work on the subject usually referred to as fractions, that is calculus. Throughout the 19th century, mathematics became increasingly abstract. Carl Friedrich Gauss epitomizes this trend. He did revolutionary work on functions of complex variables in geometry and on the convergence of series, leaving aside his many contributions to science. He also gave the first satisfactory proof for the fundamental theorem of algebra and the quadratic reciprocity law. In 20th century saw mathematics become a major profession. Every year, thousands of new PhDs in mathematics were awarded, and jobs were available in both teaching and industry. An effort to catalog the areas and applications of mathematics was undertaken in Klein's Encyclopedia. These are the great mathematicians of 20th century. Differential geometry came into its own when Albert Einstein used it in a general relativity. Entirely new areas of mathematics such as mathematical logic, topology, and John von Neumann's game theory changed the kinds of questions that could be answered by mathematical methods. All kinds of structures were abstracted using axioms, and given names like metric spaces, topological spaces, etc. Thanks for Wikipedia. Here, the famous 21st century mathematicians. The development and continual improvement of computers, at first mechanical analog machines and then digital electronic machines, allowed industry to deal with larger and larger amount of data to facilitate mass production and distribution and communication. And new areas of mathematics were developed to deal with this. Alan Turing's computability theory, complexity theory, Dirichlet's Henry Lehmer's use of ENIAC to further number theory, and the Lucas-Lehmer test. Like that, lot of different analysis and optimization is developing. And other areas of operations research is also developing. In the preceding centuries, much mathematical focus was on calculus and continuous functions, but the rise of computing and communications network led to an increasing importance of discrete concept and the expansion of combinatorics, including graph theory. The speed and data processing abilities of computers also enabled the handling of mathematical problems that were too time-consuming to deal with by pencil and paper calculations, leading to areas such as numerical analysis and symbolic computations. Some of the most important methods and algorithms of the 20th century are simplex algorithm, the fast Fourier transform, error correcting course, and Kalman filter from control theory, and RSC algorithm of public key cryptography. Here, so far we have done about short history of mathematics. Still more theories or the more information is there, but we shortlisted and I give these things. Please subscribe our YouTube channel. Here, one of the more colorful figures in 20th century mathematician was Srinivasa Iyengar Ramanujan, an Indian autodidact who conjectured or proved over 3000 theorems, including properties of highly composite numbers, the partition function and its asymptotics, and Mock-Theta function. He also made major investigations in the areas of gamma functions, modular forms, divergent series, hypergeometric series, and prime number theory. There are many observable trends in the mathematics, the most notable being that the subject is growing ever larger. Computers are ever more important and powerful. The applications of mathematics to bioinformatics is rapidly expanding, and the volume of data being produced by science and industry facilitated by computers is expanding exponentially. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.